grade 10, that is human eye and the colorful world. Today's topic is the structure of human eye. Now let us discuss the first concept of chapter human eye and the colorful world, that is structure of human eye. Fine. In this concept we are going to discuss the different parts of human eye and their functioning. So the first point is cornea. Cornea is the front portion of eyeball which is more sharply curved. The first portion of human eye, that is known as cornea. Fine. It is a transparent protective membrane. Fine. It is that portion which is visible from the outside. Fine. Most of the refraction of light entering the eye occurs at the outer surface of cornea from this portion. Fine. The second point is iris. What is iris? It is the muscular diaphragm behind the cornea. This one. Fine. It is the colored part that we see in the eye. Fine. It is actually the pigmented part of human eye. Fine. The color of iris is different in the different person depending upon the pigments present in it. Fine. The third point is pupil. Pupil is the small opening between the iris. Fine. This is known as pupil. It is the small opening between the iris. Fine. Pupil appears black because any light falling on it goes into the eye. That's why it appears black. Fine. The next part of human eye is crystalline lens. Now you can see here it is the crystalline lens. It is a biconvex lens which is responsible to convert the light rays from the lens to the retina. Fine. It focuses the light rays to the retina. Fine. And this lens is kept in position by these ciliary muscles. Fine. These ciliary muscles are responsible to change the convexity of this lens. Fine. So it means these are responsible for the change in focal length of the lens. Fine. The next part is aqueous humor. What is aqueous humor? It is the portion between the crystalline lens and the cornea. Fine. It is filled with a liquid. Fine. Next is retina. Here is the retina. Retina is kind of screen. Fine. Where all the images are captured. Fine. The images are formed here real and inverted. And this retina contains about 1.25 million light sensitive cells. There are two types of cells present here. First one is rod cell. Second one is known as cone cells. Fine. Rod cells are responsible for the intensity of light. Fine. And the cone shaped cells, they are responsible for the colors. Fine. And these cells generates electrical signals for the brain. The next part of human eye is vitreous humor. Now what is vitreous humor? The space between this eye lens and the retina. Fine. It is filled with jelly-like substance which is responsible to maintain the shape of eyeball. Fine. Next is optic nerve. What is optic nerve? Retina is connected to the brain through these optic nerves. Fine. The sensation of image formed on retina is transmitted to the brain through the help of this optic nerve. Fine. Next is blind spot. Here is the blind spot. Fine. at the junction of optic nerve, here is the junction of optic nerve, fine, there is no light sensitive rods or cone shaped cells. There are no cells present in this area, fine, thus no vision is possible at the spot, fine, hence the spot is known as blind spot. Clear? Last is yellow spot. What is yellow spot? It is a small region situated at the center of the retina, here. Fine. It is the most sensitive to the light. Fine. When we examine an object very minutely, in that case, the image focuses on the yellow spot only. Fine. So these all are the parts of human eye. Fine. Thank you. Hello students. In the previous lecture, we have discussed the different parts of human eye and their functions. Today, we are going to discuss power of accommodation, persistence of vision, far and near point of human eye. Let's start with the concept power of accommodation of eye. Now, what is power of accommodation? We know that human eye can see nearby as well as far objects clearly. Means it can change its focal length. Fine. So the ability of the eye lens to change its focal length is known as power of accommodation. Fine. Human eye can change its focal length with the help of ciliary muscles. Fine. How these ciliary muscles help to change the focal length of convex lens or eye lens? When eye wants to see a far object, in that case the muscle relax. Fine. And the lens becomes thinner, hence the focal length increases. Clear? I am repeating again. When eye wants to see a far object, in that case the muscles are relaxed, so the lens become thin and the focal length increases, so I can see far objects clearly. Clear? Now if eye wants to see a nearby objects, in that case the ciliary muscles contract and the curvature of the lens increases, hence the focal length decreases. So it can see nearby objects clearly. Fine. This is the concept of power of accommodation. Clear? Now let us discuss about far point and near point. Fine. What is far point? It is the point or a distance up to which an eye can see the object clearly. Fine. For a normal eye, the far point is infinity. A normal eye can see the objects at infinite distance. So we can say the far point in that case means the far point of a normal eye is infinity. Clear? And what about near point? Near point is the least distance at which an object can be seen clearly without causing any strain on eye. Fine. That is known as near point, or it is known as least distance of distinct vision, denoted by D. Clear? I am repeating again. It is the least or the minimum distance at which an object can be seen clearly without causing any strain. Fine. For a normal eye, this near point is 25 centimeter. I am repeating again. The far point of normal eye is infinity and near point is 25 centimeter. Clear? Now, next is persistence of vision. Now, what is persistence of vision? Means it is the retention of visual image for a short period of time after removal of object that produced it. Fine. I'm repeating again, the persistence of vision is the short time for which an image persists in the human brain. Fine. So the time for which a human brain retains the image after removal of the object, fine, that produced it, is known as persistence of vision. The persistence of vision is about 1/16 seconds. Means image persists in human brain for 1/16 seconds at least. This is known as persistence of vision. So let's recall all the points that we have discussed today. First is power of accommodation. What is power of accommodation? It is the ability of eye lens to change its focal length to see different objects at different distances. Fine. Second is far point. Far point of a normal human eye is infinity. Near point of a normal eye is 25 centimeter. Last is persistence of vision, means the retention of visual image for a short period of time after the removal of object that produced it. So the persistence of vision is 1/16 seconds. Thank you.